Hello everyone and welcome back to the Cove podcast. I'm Senna.
And I'm Chisato.
And today we're going to be interviewing somebody really awesome named Yukina. Can you tell us a little bit about her?
Yeah, so Yukina is actually one of the first friends I made in TUJ. She's a very active IBS student, has a lot of part-time jobs at TUJ, and then also does a lot of extracurricular activities. So, yeah.
Awesome. I actually do work with Yukina, so I know she's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And I'm super excited to meet her, so let's get into it.
Hi. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Describe what you feel in 3 words.
Awkward.
Uh-huh.
Hungry.
Yeah.
Kind of excited.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, and thanks for being on the podcast.
Yeah, happy to be here.
And tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yes, so I'm from Vermont.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just under Montreal by like an hour.
Mm-hmm.
In the States, I'm 3rd year international business studies major. I'm graduating early, so it's my last year. What else about me? I'm currently a mom of 2 for my Tamagotchis. I wanted to sneak that in at some point, but that's about it.
Ah, nice. And what led you to TUJ?
Yeah, so like I said, I'm from Vermont. It's a pretty small rural town, and I love rural towns.
Mm-hmm.
I can't stand cities, but I thought, I can't say I hate a city unless I've lived in the city. So I thought I'd challenge myself, and it also was around the same time as COVID, so I'm like, I want to leave the country. And the last place I visited was Japan, so I'm going to go to Japan. But I can't go to Hiroshima because I don't speak enough English. So I settled here.
Makes sense. Yeah. And I know that you're half Japanese, and you also just mentioned Hiroshima. And I was wondering if there's any difference. How do you like Tokyo? Or how's it different from Hiroshima?
So I have a love-hate relationship with Tokyo because I did find out that I do, in fact, still hate cities. But the big difference I see in Hiroshima and Tokyo is probably the fact that, Hiroshima's kind of like it was in Vermont, where everyone knows each other and everyone says hi to each other.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of thought that that was, just Japan in general. I didn't realize that was kind of a small-town thing. So when I moved here and everyone ran away from me and wouldn't get in elevators with me, I was a little bit offended.
Yeah.
But then I realized, that's just, city. I think I saw a TikTok where people were saying, that's just, New York City. It's the same everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But, that was a big, not jarring, but interesting difference to me because I always assumed that Japanese people would always say good morning to me.
Yeah.
It's also really interesting because I do get a lot more interactions even though I'm mixed.
Mm-hmm.
In Tokyo, it's kind of, more normal. But in Hiroshima, everyone thinks I'm, exciting or I'm a novelty.
Oh.
So I get a lot of people who will come up and talk to me in stores, or I hear people talking about me, not bad, but talking about me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just different in that way.
Oh, nice. Yeah, what about being half in Japan?
Being half in Japan. So I don't know. I kind of grew up because I'm from the whitest state in Vermont, maybe
Mm-hmm.
second whitest. I grew up kind of considering myself as a white person.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I moved here, I kind of was like, oh, I'm a Japanese person. But then everyone here also thought I was white. So that's the half experience here. Everyone really, if you do not look outwardly Asian,
Mm-hmm.
people do think you are not. So a lot of Japanese people come up to me. My name's Yukina. People come up to me and they'll be like, hey, your name sounds like the word for snow. That's so funny because it is. That is the word for snow. But a lot of people just face, I don't know, it's kind of weird, but they kind of at face, how do I say, put you in a box or kind of want to assume what you are. They won't ask, so right away they're immediately, if they look at you, they want to say whether you're white, Asian, blah, blah, blah. So, I don't know. My identity's kind of ambiguous here.
Yeah, I kind of feel that because Japan, I feel it's usually if you're not visually or culturally Japanese, then you're kind of viewed as an outsider. So, yeah, that tends to happen. And I know when we were talking, just you mentioned the Benjamin effect.
Yeah, so my last name is Benjamin. And like I said, I thought I looked kind of Asian. But whenever I'm with a Japanese person, a fully Japanese person, I have the Benjamin effect on them. So basically, no matter how Asian they look, no matter if we're speaking Japanese, everyone speaks English to the people I'm with.
Yeah.
Even
That
my
happened to
mom.
me.
Yeah, it's happened to Chisato. It's happened to my boyfriend. It's happened to literally every Japanese person where nobody will speak Japanese to them anymore. I don't know. My power's just like that strong.
Yeah, but for you, it's interesting because like it changes with your hair color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was blonde for, I want to say like 6 months, always approached in English. But then there was one semester where I decided to dye my hair dark brown and get a hime cut. And all of a sudden I'm getting approached by Japanese scammers instead of English scammers. So it's pretty interesting, I guess, like chameleon vibes.
Yeah. Yeah, it changes with your hair color, which is nice. Yeah. I guess we can move on to talking about more about TUJ, how you're involved with the school.
Yeah, so I guess my main involvement would be like the 5 part-time jobs I do here. I don't think a lot of people know because a lot of the stuff I do is kind of behind scenes, but I like to be involved through getting paid. I work for the Academic Advising Center. I work for the admissions counseling team. I work for OSSE during Welcome Week or any special events. I work for the Career Development Office. I work for High School Summer Program. I'm sure there's something else, but I really like kind of building my resume. Like that's kind of fun to me. So I'm pretty involved in that way. So anytime I see a job opportunity that I think is interesting, I will apply, even if I don't really fit what they need. Like I have been rejected from jobs too because I'm like, it doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
I was gonna say something, but I forgot. So, but yeah, I also do other stuff like helping plan TJ Talks with Chisato and like program board. I'll help with some one-off events. I've always been really interested in like management. I'm business major, so kind of makes sense. But I also did theater for like, I want to say 8 years, just being a stage manager for that. And I really missed that. So when TJ Talks came up and they needed a stage manager for that, while it wasn't theater management, I decided to like pursue that. And then through that, I've been able to do like Soren, the student president, had me be in a community committee for a semester or 2 semesters, I guess, where I helped plan events like we went to the zoo or we painted during Hanami season. So that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I just wanted to go to the peer mentorship because we do have another peer mentor over here, Sana. So tell us a little bit about the program.
Yeah, so I think me and Senna started at the same time.
Yeah, I think we did.
Yeah, so basically the program is built so that you can talk to a peer rather than an advisor, because sometimes it can kind of feel intimidating to reach out to an academic advisor, or your question just to your, in your personal opinion, doesn't feel important enough to book an appointment. So basically the peer mentors are built in to answer any questions that you have. So I've helped a lot of appointments for making schedules during the beginning of semesters, as well as I help out with like people who want to ask like, I'm taking this many classes, do you think I can do a part-time job? Or I'm going to do this for my morning schedule, is it better to live on campus or off campus? So while the peer mentoring that me and Senna are under is the academic side, there's a lot of intersection with like personal life. So you kind of get to like talk casually, where like, I guess if you make an appointment with an advisor, you kind of want more of like the numbers, the details, the facts. But for us, you can ask us like personal opinions. We'll tell you our little experiences in classes and give you advice. And yeah, it's kind of like that.
Nice.
I want to say though, I'm actually very jealous because I feel like you were getting so many bookings in the beginning when we had both started, and I was like, what is the deal? Like, is it because everyone just loves Yukina so much? But I think you have like this energy to you that I absolutely love, which is you're just like such an open book, and I feel like that's perfect for peer mentorship because yeah, like you said, it's like basically just sharing your own personal experiences and trying to help other people out with that, you know?
Yeah, and the other part like that helped out was like international business one. We're yappers. They're going to make appointments. And then two, the fact that like the same time that I started peer mentoring, I started the social media for, I touched the table. I did
No, it's fine.
social media for open campus events. So people actually started to recognize me and my name. So that actually did add on to it.
Nice. Yeah, and you're also like a perfect like example because you're like balancing studies, extracurricular activities, and also like part-time jobs. So like, how do you handle that workload-wise?
I handle it because I'm a workaholic. I like to do that. I like to be busy. So This is my first semester that I'm taking 4 classes. I've done 5 and above. I've done 6 for most semesters. I like doing course overload, and I don't know, I like feeling like I don't have time. So I work best when I'm under pressure. So it's been pretty easy to handle. And then with that, like, also like learning, like, because when I was in high school, I never asked questions. I never failed any tests. So like letting myself fail and then ask questions have been making it like pretty like manageable. And the teachers here are just so understanding. So because I'm so busy, like whenever it's TJ Talk season, I'm able to ask my teachers for extensions, and they give them to me, so that makes it so much manageable as well. I'm not sure if like large colleges will really do that for you, but it's pretty easy for me to do that. And then I have a bunch of like really tiny, like not hobbies to do like in my downtime. Like today, in between, I just wrote like a 6-page essay. I went and I played Papa's, I was going to say it, Papa's Sushiria, the Papa's franchise from Cool Math Game. I go and play that kind of stuff where I have my Tamagotchis where they're kind of like stuff where I can step away for 5 minutes and then go back into learning.
That's how you keep the balance.
I have to have my little brain rot activities on the side.
So there's actually a question I'm really dying to ask you because as you just mentioned, you're like super involved. You have so many different part-time jobs. I think I'm the same. I know Chisa does the same too. We all have like, I think Corinne actually said this. She says she calls us career student workers or something like that, which is like you're just getting all the different jobs on campus and working a lot in different departments. But I'm so curious to know what your first job at TUJ was.
First job? Oh, I got it from Chisato, actually. So Lisa Sugimori, my favorite boss, up in the AC admissions counseling team, she does high school visits. So rather than the open campus that's open to everyone, she has like individual high schools come in for, I want to say like 3-4 hours at most. And they had no one. So Chisato asked me if I was free, and I happened to be free that day. And so I did that. Basically just like giving like, oh, I'm an international business studies major. I came here this many months ago, blah, 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 like that kind of stuff. It was pretty easy. And then through that, Lisa then asked me to do the virtual open campuses. And then after that, I did the normal open campuses. So
it kind of led one into the other, huh? Oh,
and it's kind of the same as DBOS. And I think a lot of the students are also, whenever they get student worker jobs, it usually goes like, they have a friend that, usually recommends you a job, and then that's how you start getting more on your plate. Yeah, but look at you now. You have like five student
job
worker
pool is
jobs.
about to be so good in, 6 months when I graduate, and all these jobs are just open.
Yeah, certified career student worker.
I love it. My resume loves it.
I'm also curious to know one more thing. Sorry, I know I'm interjecting a lot, but I want to know how you guys became friends. Because I know you guys have known each other for a long time, right?
ELP, Emerging Leaders Program.
Yep. We were in the same cohort, so
And we were in the same group. And I think early on we both realized that we were the workaholics.
Yes.
So we did a lot of like weekend talking or go to karaoke but talk about stuff at the same time. I remember the first day we actually became friends was when we went out shopping with the whole entire group. So by whole entire group, I mean like 4 or 5 of us. And at the end of it, I was like mentioning going to like Tower Records because I was in my K-pop phase at that moment. And then Chisato was like, oh, I listen to K-pop. And then we went to Tower Records together. And that's the story of our friendship.
Oh, that is so cute. I love that K-pop brought you guys together.
I don't listen to K-pop anymore, and your group that you listen to is not
the group that our music tastes are way different, but still. But I remember also on the first day, like when I mentioned that I like K-pop, you're like, which group?
I asked. I forgot.
You did.
I don't remember anything from the first few days. I was very nervous.
But I think that kind of like all brought us together. And we do a lot of event organizing together. One of the big events we do together are TJ Talks. So do you want to mention a little bit more about?
So TJ Talks, it's like TED Talks. The name is basically the same thing. But we like to give the students here a platform to talk about like what they're passionate about and kind of like, I guess, build their skills, because it is a good skill to be able to, I guess, give a speech like that. And then like the big part, well, it's called TJ Talks. I want to say more than half of it is about the performances, because I think the overarching thing, it is TED Talks point. But it's a lot more about like the performances, I think, and letting people relax like at the end of Spirit Week. So we get like artists from outside of school to come and perform for us, or we coordinate with the music club, dance club, and other like individually signed up performers.
Yeah, and it's, I think, a really fun event because it's kind of, the motto is more like providing a platform for students to express themselves. I think in terms of that, it's really nice. And also the other nice part is that we get to know a lot of people. Yeah. You get to talk to a lot of people, right?
Yeah, I'm so happy my Japanese was kind of, it's back down again. But I got good for a minute because I became friends with one of the schools that we brought in from Kunitachi Music School. Kunitachi Music Academy. I became friends with both of the singers in the group, so I've hung out with them, and that's really like pushed my Japanese, which caused me to be more comfortable with talking to other people. And it's just so nice because like even like the summer matsuri, instead of inviting the group we perform for TJ Talks, because I became friends with them, I became friends with the other band, so I invited them to come perform. And it's like so exciting because I love making friends at TUJ, but I also want to like branch out.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm curious to know, what's your favorite part of organizing TUJ Talks?
I say this to everyone, this is what gets me through job interviews. Like everyone's always like, oh, I love this. Because I genuinely love that people don't know that I organize stuff so that I can walk around on the floor while the event is happening and kind of just eavesdrop and listening and seeing like how people genuinely feel about events. So especially when I was in theater, like when I was doing stage management for that, like hearing parents be like, that was really good, that made me feel fulfilled. But the thing that made me feel even more fulfilled was when I'd hear parents, I can't swear, right?
Oh, you can. We'll just, bleep it out or something.
I won't swear then. When parents would kind of like talk a little bit critical of our show, I loved that so much because then I got to tell my little lackeys and tell them we got to fix this and this, and I think that's so exciting. Like just having like constant flows of feedback, which like yeah, you can get in like office style settings or blah blah blah, but like in event space, I feel like it's so dynamic, and I love that like every single time you put on an event, it's different and there's always criticisms. So
that's interesting. I feel like most people don't say that. Most people are like, I love when people say that this show is fantastic, but you're like, no, I like hearing people be like, this is not good because of X, Y, and Z.
Because it's not real. I need to know the truth.
Right.
Well, I kind of agree with that. Organizing events, like if people just only give me compliments, I get kind of like, I start doubting myself, and it's like, you don't really know if you're actually doing good or not.
And
so
it's
like,
never going to get better, so
yeah.
I want you to complain to me. And it was so good, because our first TJ Talks, imagine if everyone said our first TJ Talks was good. It would be so bad. Our first one went an hour over time, like everything was so messed up, and thankfully people complained, and we fixed it.
Yeah, so the TJ Talks after that was like way better.
Very successful, on time, almost.
Yes.
So if you want feedback or if people want to give their feedback, they should just wait until you're around and then like talk with their friends very loudly for you to eavesdrop on them.
Please.
Yeah, and you'll know because I'll literally be, how to not swear. I will
No, go ahead, swear away, please. By all
having
means.
my resting bitch face at you while I'm staring and watching. Like, what are you saying? Then no. Resting bleep face.
I will say this, when I met you, I did think you were quite intimidating because I do think you do have an RBF, you do have a bit of a resting bitch face. Yeah. But I realized when I met you that you're just a ball of joy and fun times. So
I'm a ball of joy.
Yeah, the resting bitch face is just like, a cold exterior for a very warm interior, which is nice.
No, because when I was in high school, I didn't want people to talk to me in the hallways, so I developed it on accident, and I just can't shake it. So when I first moved here, I'm like, why won't people talk to me? Like, why are people holding their purses on the bus while I'm sitting next to them? But I don't know. I think it's exciting because the people who get to know me, they get to know me. Everyone else misses out.
Yeah. And I didn't know that you were like viewed that way, because for me, my first impression of you, I think it was like during lunch for ELP. We were just casually talking, and you were mentioning like a lot about your first experience actually like living in Japan and all of that. So yeah, it's surprising that.
Well, I've noticed from a Japanese perspective,
Mm-hmm.
everyone says I have a kind face.
Yeah.
It's all the Westerners who think I have an RBF, but the Japanese people always say like, "You have such a kind face," or like Japanese people are always calling me like kawaii. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like in America, everyone thought I hated them.
Yes, I guess the difference is there. I don't know what difference, but there must
Maybe
be
because
something.
Japanese people are also very much pulled
Yeah,
together.
That's true. Yeah, I guess because you've talked about schoolwork, you've talked about just part-time work and stuff like that. Do you ever have time to like actually go out, play, do hobbies, all that?
This semester, yes.
Oh, great.
Last semester, no. I was MIA. It's actually been it's been a topic in my friend group, like, hey guys, sorry I didn't talk to you for 4 months while I was struggling with whatever economics class. But when I first moved here, I did actually have free time because taking 5 classes actually gave me more free time than I had in the States because I did a part-time job in the States. I was working like 35 hours a week while going to high school and doing stage management and sports. So when I first moved here, I had free time. And I kind of had to explore because I did not have any hobbies. I didn't realize how boring I was till I came here. So I anytime I had free time, I would go out with you with karaoke. We used to go so often.
I know.
I cannot sing. We used to do 3-hour karaoke sessions.
3
I cannot
hours?
do it anymore. I got really hardcore into rhythm gaming, gloves, earbuds, everything. 3-hour sessions at
wait.
the arcade by myself.
You got the glove?
I don't use them anymore.
Oh.
I've retired. My gloves ripped from overuse, and I've decided not to play anymore. But like, I did have time to go to like arcades, and like, but now with my free time, I have too much free time, so I don't go anywhere because I have so much free time that I nap, and I
Yeah.
play with my kids. I tell them
Nice.
Tamagotchis.
Yeah. I also feel like you also like going to cafes, right?
Yeah, so they're pretty still today. I have tremors, but I love coffee. I just can't drink it. But I love drinking coffee. And so when I first moved here, I made this giant, like, 2-page front and back list of cafes. And I was just ticking them off one by one and always going to cafes. But I'd have to, like, plan them out for days that I didn't have to, like, do anything with my hands because I kind of had to just let them shake. But I was going to a lot of cafes, like, around Sangenjaya, Shibuya. If I was going out, like, kind of outside of my normal loop, I would try and find a cafe there rather than, like, a normal lunch joint. So it's really fun for me. And I did have, like, I don't post it on my Instagram anymore, but I had a cafe rating system because I don't know how to have fun without some sort of system. So I rated all my cafes.
Yeah, that's nice.
But I don't go anymore.
Yeah, that's sad. What's your new hobby that you kind of want to start or like?
My new hobby? I want to read again. Other than manga, I did not read for like 3 years. The second I moved here, I stopped reading because I didn't have time, and I'm the type of person who wants to sit down and read my book in one go. But during summer break, all my friends were back in the States, and I had so much free time, so I started reading again. It was like the Gold Pavilion, something like that, Vintage Mishima. And I thought it was so interesting. So I really want to start reading more and reading more psychological stuff because I love psychological horror. And then with that, like, recently I went to Kyoto. I did my first trip since living in Japan. I went to Kyoto, and we went to, like, all the, like, basic stuff. But then we went to Sanju Sangendo, which I thought I would hate because it looked terrifying in the pictures. But it was, like, so exciting for me. So I want to start, like, going to historical places. I feel like that doesn't sound fun.
No.
But I really want to start going to, like, because I used to be so scared of history that's older than America because I'm like, how dare that exist before I existed? I was like, that's really scary.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, I think I'm old enough to appreciate it. So I want to start, like, going out. And I know, like, Hongmin's trying to get, like, discounts on, like, the national museums in Tokyo. So the second he gets those, I'm going to go over to history museums and kind of educate myself.
Nice.
Wait, who's Homan?
He's, I don't know, he's not a classmate, but he leads the What's Happening, wait, I don't know what the,
What's happening?
Is the O not part of the,
WHEC.
yeah, is it What's Happening on Earth Club,
happening-
but O is not part of this?
Wait,
Something like that.
It's not what's happening on Earth.
Is it
it's
not?
Something. What's happening and then E something.
Yeah.
Oh, so he's a club leader.
Oh, no. What's happening on Earth Club, but the on isn't like
That's what I
added
just
as
said. He's like very much a scholar. He's a scholar.
He is.
He's around school all the time. So he's like trying to get like free admission to like the national, like Smithsonian, not Smithsonian, but Japan's equivalent. So shout out, if anyone wants free admissions to, what are they called, museums, go find Hongbin.
Yeah.
Don't know his last name.
Law, I think.
Is it?
Yeah.
Hongbin Law. And go sign his petition.
Yeah.
Amazing. We need to get him. Maybe we need to get him on the podcast too, so he can really give it a shout out. The petition is to get free entry to like national
most
museums.
of the colleges around here, I guess, do already have that, except for Temple.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
Also, I'm so sorry. My stomach is about to rumble because I'm hungry.
Oh, don't worry.
Fine.
Mine too.
cut
I'm
that
trying
out.
to
We got you. Don't worry. I have a quick question for you then.
Yes.
I have a lot of questions, as she said the notes. What's your most favorite memory being at TUJ? Do you have one?
I want to say the first TUJ talks. This sounds like I'm promoting us so hard, but the first TUJ talks that we planned on our own without the original leaders, because that's where I did get to make all those friends and like just. I don't remember the actual event, honestly. But after the event, while we're picking up, I literally just walked around and I was asking my friends, do you want to go to an izakaya? Actually, no, this was the second TJ Talks. Okay, I have really bad memory. I'm like asking everyone if they want to go to an izakaya, the people who I'm actually friends with, the people who I actually organized with. But the music people from the other school were still hanging around. So I literally walk up to them and I go, Toriki? And everyone goes, Toriki? So I literally walked up to like 20 people, not even saying other words, just Toriki, Toriki.
Torikizoku, like the
Yeah.
izakaya. I was like, is that a Japanese word? I don't know.
No, it's the izakaya brand. And I asked, so we got like a group of like 20 of us. We go to Toriki and we cannot sit down because it is 11 o'clock on a Friday night and there's 20 of us. So we walk over to a park, the Setagaya Koen. It's like, 15 minutes away from here. We go out there. Nobody drank. We were PG. But we sat at the park and shared snacks, talked for a little bit. That's where I kind of became more close with the singer of the band because he did a Nanami Kento impression for me, and I am a fan of Nanami Kento. That's my oshi.
Yeah.
So that's basically like, it's not like a very like exciting memory, but it's like the first time I like made friends outside of Temple, which I thought was pretty like fun because it's easy to make friends with people you see in school.
Yeah.
But like I'm not the type of person to like say hi to someone before they say hi to me. So I'm proud of myself for that.
Yeah.
And then now I still have like friends from that.
Yeah, that's good. Oh, no, I was going to mention that you have like a locket of like...
I have a locket with Nanami Kento's picture in it. And I wore it for a few months, and then when I went to my grandma's for Christmas, I was wearing it, and she's like, wow, that looks like a locket. What's in it? My grandma. So I did not open it. I said, it's an anime character, and I never wore it in public again for 2 months, and then I put it back on. And then I got a boyfriend, and I felt weird, so I don't wear it anymore.
Wait, what anime?
Jujutsu Kaisen, Nanami Kento.
Oh, sorry, I live under a rock. I did not know.
Nanami, Wiccan.
Yeah.
Nanami Kento.
She has them everywhere. Yeah, but I remember you talking about like how you had it as a joke, but people are taking it seriously when you like share it.
Yeah, and also I don't think it was a joke in hindsight. In the
Oh,
moment,
really?
I think I was justifying it as a joke, but I don't think it was a joke.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Me finding out. Yeah.
Anyways.
I guess.
I love that you bring it up too because we've done peer mentorship like presentations and Yukina has been like, yeah, so I love Jujutsu Kaisen, everybody, and also what's the name? Nanami Kento.
Nanami Kento. That's
you
my
always
man.
mention it, and I've never known what it was, so it's funny to me.
No, I've been married to him for 4 years now.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
amazing.
Pretty
Married
cool.
with 2 kids.
Yeah, married 2 kids. One of my kids, I have Jujutsu Kaisen Tamagotchi.
Yeah.
So I'm working on raising
Oh,
Nanami Kento. I don't
wow.
have him yet. It's getting there.
Yeah, once you get them though.
Yeah, right now I
Session's
have
gonna go.
Novara.
That's good.
But the second it levels up to Nanami, I am not going to level up anymore. Just him.
Also, I have a question for you that's completely unrelated to anime. But since you work at the career development office, do you have any career advice? I'm asking selfishly because I'm currently looking for a job.
Go to the career events. I've gone to a bunch of like the, what are they called? Career fairs. I'm like trying to see on the wall what they're called. Go to the career fairs. I've done a lot of interviews and I've gone pretty far in that way, and it kind of gives you an idea. So for me, like I at first thought I wanted to do shukatsu style like job hunting, but then when I went to the career fairs, I was like, nah, that's not it. That's not for me. But I wouldn't have known that unless I started talking to Japanese like style and figuring out their like process. And also just keep applying for stuff. So I've applied for a few full-time jobs, got to second interview and rejected second interview. And sorry to them, but it's really good experience. A corporate interview is so much different than like a TUJ interview. It's pretty casual here. So like even if you don't want to like work for them necessarily, I'd say like take every interview possible, because even if you go into it knowing you're going to reject it, that's still experience. And also, like, it kind of teaches you, like, you can research interview questions, but they're not going to be, like, the same. Like, one of the things I had to do for a consulting firm was, like, try and convince a guy in a role play to go to a different izakaya than he wants to go to. So, like, you're kind of, like, learning how to think on your feet. But, yeah, I guess, like, go to career events and do as many interviews as possible, even if you don't want to do the job. And then also just book an appointment with one of our lovely career people, because even if you don't know like what you want to do, they'll help you kind of figure out. We have so many like, I took all of them like career aptitude tests and they're so interesting. So I love taking them. I wish I haven't taken them so I can take them again.
Yeah, I wish too. Yeah.
Amazing. I'll do all of the above. I'm going to the career fair tomorrow, so I'm starting off on the
Okay.
career. Oh, that's too
I'm
bad.
in classes. I wanted to go.
Oh, next time.
I guess we can move on to the fun segment. So this is just like a quick this or that like session. I need to get my phone out.
I don't know if I can do that without yapping and elaborating on my this or that.
You can.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
So that's going to keep going on. I'm a talker.
Yeah, it's fine. Okay, so the first this or that, do you like the parliament or cafeteria?
Cafeteria. I won't elaborate on that one because that was a hard one.
Okay. How about studying alone or studying together?
Alone.
Yep, same. Do you like vanilla or chocolate ice cream?
Chocolate ice cream.
Oh, really?
Yeah, particularly like dark.
How about, do you like morning or night?
Nighttime. I'm not awake in the morning.
Oh, okay. And summer or winter?
Winter.
Yeah, I'd assume so, because summer,
I'm so excited. I can't stand wearing tank tops every day, but I can't handle anything other than a tank top in summer.
Yeah, I know. Like, it's too hot here. Yeah.
You didn't do too bad, I must say. For someone, you were like worried about yapping, but you went through them like one by one.
Very quickly.
No,
That was not bad.
I don't like the parliament or the cafeteria.
Oh, is that why it took you so long?
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew that was going to be like a hard question for her.
I hate them. I'm also very much focusing on my stomach not rumbling.
Oh. Are you hungry?
Yeah. So I guess we can kind of like wrap it up then. So this is a question we asked to all of our guests, but do you have like a hack you'd like to give to TJ students?
I need to check my notes.
Okay.
I forgot.
I think it's something about like talking class, especially if you're IBS. Oh no, that's a warning. Okay, you got it.
Show up to everything, even if you're not an organizer, because you're not going to become an organizer unless people know your face. So like for TJ Talks, we just happened to be there on the same day as they were having a dress rehearsal, and he asked us to stay extra. We did not have to stay and watch them. We stayed, and then we became organizers. Or like basically, you know, the way I got my job with Lisa for AC. I always forget the acronyms. For AC, like she knew my face. So then she like brought me up the chain, and then when I started applying for everywhere else, all the other departments also knew who I was. And now that I'm in social media, like, or I don't do it anymore. I only did it for one semester. But when I did social media, now I have people like approaching me more because they're like, oh, I know exactly who you are. Even like parents like texting me questions and like, yeah, just show up to everything, even if you're not like an organizer yet, because I think one of the most important things about TJ is having a face that people know. Yeah.
It's good advice. Yeah. And how about like one thing you want to warn TJ students?
We are a small college. Do not sit in the back of the room and do not stay silent, especially if you're an IBS major, because, you know, some of our classes, our participation's like 20%.
Mm-hmm.
So just make sure like you're not being quiet, because you're automatically going to take yourself like a partial grade or a whole grade down if you're just not participating. Like that's the most important thing here. And then like, I don't know, you learn more when you talk anyway.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know, don't just be like a shell. Don't be like me my first semester. I was online shopping during class and I got bad grades. So you have to be participatory.
Yeah, well, I guess thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And do you want to like promote your social media or something?
Wickedy, Wicked Y04.
Yeah. So be sure to follow her on Instagram if you're
Yes.
interested in, I guess, learning more about her. I don't know how to put
Becoming
it.
friends with me.
Yeah, becoming friends with her.
If I'm on campus.
Yeah, follow Yukina's life. She does so many fun, interesting things.
Uh-huh.
That should be it, I think. So we do an outro, so it shouldn't be too awkward, hopefully.
You can say bye. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Thank you so much for watching this episode. It was really awesome getting to know Yukina.
Yeah, I agree. And I found out that her locket thing was half serious.
Oh,
so,
you didn't
yeah.
know?
Yeah, I didn't know about that. So that was one new thing I learned about her. It's really
Amazing.
nice.
Wow, the more you know.
Yep.
Anyways, but thank you so much, you guys, for watching. We're going to be putting out more episodes soon, so make sure to follow us on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, and also to subscribe to the YouTube channel of the school so you can see more episodes from us.
Yeah, and we also have an Instagram, so please do follow our Instagram as well. We'll be posting some behind the scenes as well.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.